Good morning. This is my video on creating a dashboard in Excel. My name is Michelle Commanda, and this is my second lab for Comp 2099. In this lab, I'm just going to create an interactive dashboard with charts in Excel. I'm going to choose the data set, create the pivot tables and charts with the data set, add slicers, and then I'm going to create the 5-minute video, which is this. So I sourced out the data from data.world. I found that I wanted to use financial data because that's what was being used in the classroom for an example. So I did find it was much harder to source out financial data. The data set that I did find though was really nice because it had sales, profits over years, products, and targets, which was kind of a bonus. I also needed an image for a title, so I went to Pixabay to access this free image to use for my title. And then I started out with creating the multiple charts within Excel because I required 4 charts in the dashboards. So I made my decisions based on the data that was available to me to create the dashboard to meet the requirement. So for example, this here, sales by product, there was different kinds of products, so coffee, espresso, herbal, tea, and tea. And I found that the pie chart really worked for this type of data that I wanted to show. And then also I found that the line chart really worked for using the target profits. You can see here the the coffee profits were here, but the target was wanted to be here at $10,000. So that wasn't really quite met in 2012. However, in 2013, it was it bypassed a little bit. So a little bit of marketing went into the coffee, and you can see that it actually did go up. Whereas actually most of the targets went up throughout 2013. So I created my 4 charts. These are my 4 charts, and then I wanted them to all be kind of in uniform. So I choose the monochromatic color, and then I change the style for each based on the style that I thought would work within my dashboard. And then next we wanted to add some slicers, and slicers allow for the data to be a little bit manipulated within the dashboard. So first we had to choose and insert the slicer, and then we chose the category to slice, which here was the product line or product type. And then we changed the slicer settings, which is here, to take away this header, and it didn't also display items with no data. And then thirdly, we wanted to report these connections. So each pivot table would be reported to the slice. And then we wanted to use a multi-select so that we could choose on and off each item. I'm just going to give you an example. This is well, actually, this is my completed chart here, my completed dashboard with 4 different tables, and these are the different slicers that can be used with my title and my free image that I got from Pixabay. So if I just go in here, so as you can see, as I change my data, the multi-select is what allows you to use the different, I can choose, so everything that is in blue is actually chosen. This is all 2012 data. I can add in 2013 data and 2012 data. Oh, actually, this one doesn't have a multi-select. I'm just going to add that in so I can put both years in, 2013 and 2012 data. And I can report on the different products. So I'm just going to, for an example, I'm just going to add in a new slicer. So I'm going to insert slicer. Oh, actually, sorry, I have to choose the chart first. Insert slicer. And I'm just going to go on product line. Product line would be like bean versus leaves. So I'm just going to, for an example here, this actually is blank. So, but once I go to my slicer settings and I take out the header display and I hide items with no data, which would be the blank, and now it will disappear. And then I also want to um, report the connection so that everything is in together. Just do that. So each chart will work with, or this will work with all 4 pivot tables charts. And then lastly, I just wanted to turn on the multi-select. And the reason that that is on is that I can choose, I can take out beans, for example, and now it's only going to report on leaves. I can take out leaves and obviously nothing is there. So I can just report on beans or I can report on both. So that's how the slicers work. I'm just going to go back to my presentation. So in conclusion, I found many data sets that I wouldn't mind exploring more. I want to practice combining data sets that have multiple CSV files for years, financial data assets, etc. I dashboards is something that I hadn't done before in Excel, so I think that that was really interesting. And then these small labs are making me think more about the bigger project that we need to do in the future. And a lot of time and effort go into the look of a dashboard to because it looks to be so simple and organized, but not a lot of time and effort went in. And I just want to say thank you for listening to my presentation.